Hello, questions and answers. We've got a few questions this month. Gosh, the months roll by, don't they? So fast. All right then, Ria, hit me with it. What's the first question?
The first question, Johnny, is I'm thinking of getting into black magic. What are your thoughts on this?
My answer is always the same, and we get asked this a lot. Um, Basically, if you're entering into practices that are dark, black magic, if you like, you're drawing on a lot of energy that's been used in the past that's bad. And so, even going through the actions and saying the words will be bad in some way. It will make you feel a certain way after going through these practices, and how you feel will not be good. So, it's as simple as that. Simply steer away from anything that creates off balance and creates a sense of darkness within. That can never be good. Similarly, though, if your intention is good and you're entering into white magic and you're using words and actions and rituals that have been used for thousands of years in the name of good, you're drawing on that good positive energy. That's always going to uplift you. It's always going to help you to manifest those things in your life that you truly want and need. So always lean towards light. Don't lean towards dark simply because you think it's cool. No good will ever come of it. So it is a serious thing, and your actions and your words, as in life, are important. Okay, I think that answers that question. Next question.
The next question, Johnny, is I'm interested in using a Ouija board. Where do I start with this?
Okay, we tend to use the term spirit boards, we tend to use the term board and glass. That's more of an ancient term. It's a high frequency, deep divination instrument, and it's not to be entered into lightly. It's not bad, however, it is a very deep form of communication with the blessed realms. So I would say to always enter into it with experienced practitioners that have used this form of communication for many years. Someone that's experienced will put a filter on the communication, allowing only good healing spirits to come through. Also, someone that's been experienced in this discipline and using it for a while will know if someone around the board is feeling a little bit negative or fearful. When you think about something like a spirit board or board and glass, the situation of people sitting in a circle, all aiming their energy to a single point, what you've actually got there is an energy amplifier. If somebody around the board or in the circle is feeling negative, they've had a bad day, they don't have control of their emotions, or maybe they're depressed, or maybe they're fearful of what might occur in the session, those feelings will be amplified and the rest of the group will feel it. So an experienced practitioner will know that something's wrong and simply close down the session. If you don't have this sort of experience, then what can happen is you can find that your moods become very up and down and unstable during the session, and you may leave the session thinking, well, that wasn't exactly a very enlightening experience. One of the ways that I'd illustrate this is if you think of a fire burning in a hearth, it's a life-sustaining gift. It keeps us warm, it keeps us alive. But if a child was to reach for the fire, then you'd expect the father to give the child a good slap because it's going to destroy their hand. So in the same way, you have to know how to respect certain tools, and you have to enter into them with people that know what they're doing, so that then you can go away and use them by yourself in a way that's productive and healing. So don't enter into it lightly, enter into it with experienced practitioners who will show you the ropes. Okay, I think that answers that question. Okay, Ria, next question.
The next question is I'm going to visit a medium. Is this a good idea?
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. However, I suppose it's quite a general question there. It's a good idea if you're going to see a good medium. If you're going to see a bad medium, it's a bad idea. And in all walks of life, in all trades, you always get people that are good and act from their heart, and you always get people that aren't so good and possibly act from egocentric drives. Now, mediumship is exactly the same as this. You will get mediums that are acting in a very healing, compassionate way, and they really want to help. And then you'll get mediums that are very sort of egocentric, they're acting from their own selfish drives, and they might think that they're helping, but they're actually just stirring up things that don't need to be stirred up. One thing to bear in mind is literally go and see the medium first. Just say that you want to sit with them, you just want to chat with them, and anyone that practices the arts should understand this. If you get a good feeling when you're chatting to this person, good feeling inside, an uplifting feeling, a feeling that says, you know, I know this person can help me, then sure, have a session with them. If when you're talking to them, you're thinking, I'm not really sure about this person, I don't even actually know whether I like them or not, and I don't really get a good feeling, then trust that and don't go with them for a session. If they can't make you feel uplifted in conversation, then how are they going to help you in a more mediumship type situation? They're not. So always get a good feeling about the person first. That's probably the best advice I could give. Also, bear in mind there's such a thing as a spiritual reading, which in our opinion should be the only type of reading that happens. There's a difference between a spiritual reading and a psychic reading. In our opinion, a psychic reading, really, there's no place for it. The only place for it really is on the stage. It's a trick, if you like, a trick of energy that doesn't really do anyone any good. Well, what's the difference? Well, when you sit with somebody that's coming from spiritual intent, the messages and the energy is coming from above to pass onto the inquirer, so that they can implement that energy and wisdom into their life, and this will help them in their daily life. When you sit in front of someone that works very psychically or of the mind instead of the heart, what tends to happen is the practitioner is reflecting back at the inquirer what they already know, so they're reading mind to mind rather than receiving from spirit something that's healing. Mind to mind can seem very clever. Someone can tell you all about yourself and even make a sort of guess at what you might want to happen and then give you that in the reading. So you come away thinking, oh, he told me or she told me everything that I wanted to hear, but actually it was completely psychic. It was mind to mind instead of spiritual to mind and then passed on. So psychic reading can appear very clever, but there's nothing spiritual. It's not from the heart, and the practitioner won't be telling you anything that you don't already know about yourself. So that how's that going to help you? It's not, is it? It's just like holding a mirror up to you. So bear that in mind. There's a difference between a spiritual reading and a psychic reading. Spiritual is always good and healing. Psychic is just like a clever trick. So bear that in mind. One's of the heart, one's of the mind. Okay, is that all the questions this month, Ria?
It is indeed.
Is there anything that you would like to add?
I think you covered everything perfectly well. I would just like to add that we do offer workshops in the various disciplines we've discussed in this video. We also offer spiritual readings also.
That's very correct. Yes, so please come along and just talk to us in shop, and we will tell you all about it, and you can get involved with some of the things that we do in the evenings and in the day too. Okay, so thank you for watching this month's questions and answers, and I'll try to answer your questions next month, so please send them in. Okay, see you soon. Have a lovely day.